Beloved, I want us to examine 3 consequences you may face if you ignore God's wonders. 3 consequences in your notes. Number 1, pride. You're right. Pride. You become proud. Nebuchadnezzar was proud. His story tells us that he was extremely proud, to the point that he didn't even notice that it was the God of heaven that made him king until he interpreted his dream. He didn't know. You see, when you read Daniel chapter 2, verse 37 to 38, you could see that God gave him a kingdom. God gave him power. God gave him strength and glory. It's right there. Daniel 2, 37 to 38. It's right there. You see, when King Nebuchadnezzar ascended to the throne of Babylon, he probably thought it was his strength, abilities, fighting skills, or his best efforts that led him to that position. He thought his position as king was achieved solely through his own means, until the truth was unveiled. That's what pride does. The very moment you refuse to see the simple wonders of God, like going out and coming back home safely, like sleeping and waking up strong, like being nourished with food, water, and shelter, like God giving you the strength to work and earn, like protecting you from all kinds of dangers. When you ignore these, it escalates and pride takes over. And then, even when God sends big opportunities, you will begin to attribute them to your own efforts, your commitment, your hard work, your dedication. That's what pride does. When you get a promotion at work, you begin to credit your success to factors like arriving early to work and staying late, and that it was because you grinded so hard, and that it was because you hustled so much in project A or project B. Give me a break, somebody. That's pride talking right there, because my Bible says, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. Beloved, be wary of pride, because pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride can turn humble leaders into tyrants. Pride can turn students into know-it-alls. Pride can turn spouses into controlling partners. I'm telling you, somebody, pride can turn friends into competitive rivals. Pride can turn believers into self-righteous and judgmental individuals. If you ignore God's wonders, you can become proud. That's number 1. Pride. Pride. Number 2, write it down. Your faith weakens. Your faith diminishes if you ignore God's wonders. Your faith diminishes. Your faith weakens. Amen. You see, Nebuchadnezzar's faith weakens in the book of Daniel. For example, in Daniel chapter 2, when Daniel interpreted the dream for him, the king immediately shouted, "Your God is a God of gods, and a Lord of kings, and a revealer of secrets." It takes someone with a strong faith to say stuff like that. Yes, it takes someone with a strong faith to say stuff like that. And this faith weakens, because in the next chapter we see him erecting a huge gold statue for his gods, and commanding everybody to worship it at the sound of the horn. How can you claim, how can you proclaim that the God of Daniel is the ultimate God, the God of gods, the Lord of kings, only to turn and worship a lesser God? Are you kidding me, somebody? How? Are you being serious right now? How? That's the outcome of ignoring God's wonders. your faith weakens. So just like Nebuchadnezzar, we often stumble upon wondrous moments on our journey. Sometimes wonders sent from God himself. And once we overlook these wonders, our faith weakens. Yes, our faith weakens. Sometimes God sends strangers to show you some kindness or favor. Sometimes God grants you an unexplainable peace in your lowest times. You may find yourself shedding tears, yet unexpectedly, you begin to feel a sudden sense of peace washing over your heart. That's God's wonder. Yep, that's God. Sometimes God sends you good ideas. Ideas, when put into practice, can open amazing doors and yield remarkable results. Sometimes God sends you comfort through familiar scents that connects you to your past. And these familiar fragrances have a special way of making you feel all warm and fuzzy, reminding you of cherished moments and loved ones. Sometimes God uses music to touch your soul. You'll be listening to a new worship song, and all of a sudden you are hitting the repeat button over and over again, like a spell has been cast on you, and you just can't seem to get enough of it. You know why? Because the words carry a spiritual message, and that message keeps speaking directly to your heart, bringing forth indescribable joy and hope. That's why David says in Psalm 40 verse 5, many, O Lord my God, are your wonderful works which you have done, and your thoughts toward us cannot be recounted to you in order. If I would declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered. Somebody, you don't get it. Somebody, you don't get it. God sends daily his wonders our way. But unfortunately, we often overlook them. And once we ignore them, our faith in the Lord weakens. When that happens, we gradually brush spectacular, wondrous events in our lives. We brush all of them off and act like they were just coincidences. Somebody with me? We brush them off and think, oh, that was a coincidence. Random events, coincidences. Man, this can happen. This can happen. You meet people and they tell you they got fired on Wednesday, applied for a new job on Thursday, and got the offer the next day, which is Friday, only for you to say, they just got lucky. That was a coincidence. Really? Excuse me? Brother? Really? Sister? Seriously? Well, obviously your faith has weakened. Sorry to tell you, but your faith has been weakened. You go to church and Sister Odell shares a powerful testimony about experiencing unexplained flight delays that led her to cancel, her trip, only to later learn that the same airplane had been involved in a tragic plane crash. Boy, you hear that testimony and you brush it off and call it a coincidence. Nah, bro, not a coincidence. Your faith has weakened. You know why? Because you ignored God's wonders. You ignored God's wonders. Hey there, I know you enjoyed this video. I know you did. Come on now, don't deny that. Don't deny that. Hit that subscribe button. Yes, hit that subscribe button. God bless you so much. I'm so happy. Now, hit that bell to turn on notifications. Come on, hit that bell. Yes, see you in the next video.